Hey guys, on this tutorial I'm going to show how to make fried rice without a frying pan, just in the same pot that you are cooking the rice in already. So here we just have some basmati rice already cooked, and we're going to turn down the heat to low so it doesn't start burning. So this is cooked pretty well. It's kind of dry in there, so we're going to want to add a little bit of oil to this. I do not have liquid oil on hand. I only have solidified coconut oil, which that will work. Any oil would be fine. It's just a personal preference, or in my case, it's all I have, so it's going to work with what I have right now. So you're going to want to get that oil in there, get it kind of melting, mix it up a little bit, and after that, you're going to want to add your spices. So I actually am using just a pre-mix pack of spice from Sunbird. So that's just Sunbird's fried rice pack of seasonings, but you can make this blend on your own, and it's pretty easy to do. So it's just a mix of salt, garlic, little bit of sugar. Yeah, that's honestly pretty much it. It has some spices, so it uses, I believe, Chinese 5-spice, and but it's mainly just a mix of salt, pepper, garlic, pretty basic stuff. But the Chinese 5-spice is what gives it that orange-brown color. So just go ahead, mix one pack in there. Just start kind of mixing it together. And you want it to be a little bit more liquidy, so it will mix around the rice. Usually, I use a little bit more oil than what I used today, because I'll use like a liquid canola oil, which will help it to spread around the seasoning. So usually just canola or olive oil. Vegetable oil works fine too, just really anything. However, you also can use either teriyaki or soy sauce. For this, I'm going to use soy sauce because it tastes better in fried rice than the teriyaki does. I always use light soy sauce. I hate the additional sodium. Soy sauce is high in sodium anyway, but this makes it a little better, and to me it tastes exactly the same. So you're going to want to just kind of liberally soak this. Put a little bit more than you think that you want or need in the rice, because some of it does cook off while you're finishing up this rice. So just leave it cook a little bit longer. And then what I am going to do is, some people like to do this, others don't. It's just a personal preference. It's just a personal preference, but I always like to crack an egg into it. So you're going to want to turn up the heat a little bit on the skillet, just so the egg will cook. And if you notice before, I pushed the rice away so it would make a little tiny spot where the skillet is exposed, or the pot that you're using is exposed, so the egg can touch direct heat and start cooking. So you want to let that egg cook just a little bit. Turn up the heat a little more. And once the bottom of the egg starts to cook, become that white that eggs look like once they start cooking, then you're going to want to mix it in with the rice. So at this point, it's starting to be good. You want to mix it in, and it will start cooking. So actually, this is a bit more rice than what I thought. So I'm going to put a couple more eggs in this, just smaller eggs. Usually I purchase the larger ones. So again, just going to kind of clear out a little space for this. And again, just going to let those cook until the egg whites start to cook. And then again, just mix those in throughout the rice. Mix them up really good. It gives it a nice good flavor. So, at this point, I would consider this done, even though it's not necessarily the complete texture of fried rice. So, what you can do is just gently, you don't want to smash the rice, but gently press it down where it covers the entire bottom, and just turn up the heat pretty high. This will start to, basically, you're burning the rice on the bottom. You just want to have it a nice controlled burn though, so it's not coming out ashy and black. You don't want to burn it to a crisp, but you do want to just basically burn the bottom of the rice and start mixing it together. A lot of fried rice, to me, is just the flavor. So this has the flavor of your typical fried rice that you would get in a restaurant, just without some of the crispier texture. So just let that kind of go a couple minutes, and then you want to mix it up. And then just do the same thing. Just kind of gently press it down, just so you can get as much of the surface covered as possible. You can give as much of that rice that nice color and texture as possible. Again, leave that sit for a couple minutes. if you look here, in that texture there, you could start seeing some of that little bit burnt rice. That's what's giving it that texture. So I can smell that this is starting to get a little too burnt. So you're going to want to take that off, mix it up really good, and get it off the fire. The egg also gives it some of that nice color. Yeah, it's starting to get a little too cooked. And that's what I was saying. Just got to be careful with how long you leave it on, because once it starts burning, it seems like it just kind of all goes at once. It doesn't really stop. And if you use a nice let's see, if you use a nice pot set that you have, none of it should stick, or if you just take good care of your pots and things, you should have a nice clean pot after you're done. Just kind of wipe out the little bit of starch that's left around that rim. It should be nice and good. Coat it in oil, and it'll be good to go. So that's how you make fried rice in the same pot that you boiled the rice in. Again, I did nothing to the rice. I boiled it and didn't drain it, didn't do anything. Used a 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water ratio to get that. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned that you don't need to switch into a different pan just to make fried rice. Same pot that you boiled the rice in is good enough.